Our joy, as we worship right now, gather under His grace, and surround by high praise, it is not an escape from reality. With all the power inherent in His presence, it is still a fact that all of us face tough times. Times a lot more different than these moments of celebration. But tough times don't diminish the reality of His presence. Darkness will fall and clouds do gather. Shadows will come. But our faith and our confidence in Him need never be shaken. And when we face times and trials, He will be with us to make a way.
Even if you grope in darkness, you can't find your way. Early on in my life, there were many dark moments. I was delivered by a midwife at home, and my mother almost died. I grew up in a pastor's family and hated that we always moved from one place to another, leaving my friends behind. As a pastor's kid, we didn't have much. I remember I didn't have cake on my birthdays until I was 17 years old. When I reached high school, I battled with low self-esteem, and for the longest time, I would sit in front of the class so no one will see me cry. Those times, I would call my parents crying because I just wanted to go home. I was thinking then that I was a failure, untalented, ugly, dumb, and unimportant. I was listening to the whispers of the enemy telling me all these lies. If you're thinking negative thoughts, for sure, it is the enemy whispering these lies to your ears. For there is no way that God sees or regards us in such manner. But wait, there's more. 4 years ago, I was standing outside of Adventist Hospital, Palawan, with my father, who just came from a checkup. With tears in his eyes, he told me he was diagnosed with end-stage renal failure with only 10% out of 100 glomerular filtration rate. The next words he uttered still rings in my head even now. Mamamatay na ata ako. It was like I was stabbed in my heart. It was so painful. Shortly afterward, Papa filed for an early retirement. Mama left her teaching work to take care of my papa, and my eldest sister was given the burden of taking care of our finances. And I almost stopped schooling. But God didn't allow it to be so. A year after his diagnosis, Papa had to undergo dialysis. By this time, he was severely ill and even had pleural effusion. Initially, his dialysis was twice a week, and eventually it was 3 times a week. It seemed then that he was just alive to keep his dialysis appointments at the hospital. It was tiring, draining for both Mama and Papa. To cap it all off, Papa had a stroke last March 2017. In the ICU, he asked us if we would allow him to rest already because he was already very tired. In the Lord's mercy, his life was extended for 4 months. When he finally passed away, he was seated upright and looked like he just finished preaching a sermon. Again, I ask you, dear brothers and sisters, have you experienced being in darkness? where it seems like you can't find your way? Or are you in darkness at the moment and can't find your way out? The truth, dear friends, is that dark moments are inevitable, but there is a light that shines the brightest, and His name is Jesus. There is hope in Jesus. Some time ago, I experienced a panic attack. A friend affirmed someone is close to me. And then I questioned myself, why is it that I didn't receive the same compliment? And I concluded that I am the opposite of the compliment. Was it right? No. My friend didn't say anything negative to me. Then all the negative thoughts I can think about myself piled up. And that I am undesirable, ugly inside out, and what I do will never be enough. I did what was natural for me to do so. I went back to my dorm and cried my heart out. I was crying hysterically. I was hyperventilating, and I felt like I was going to be possessed by the devil. A dear sister asked me to pray. I admittedly broken that at the time I didn't know how to pray. Still, she encouraged me to pray, to surrender. I was powerless to do so, but when I gave up my will, God took control of my heart and gave me strength to utter His name. Then and there, the dark clouds rolled away. The same was true when we were dealing with my father's sickness and death. It was the calling on Jesus through family worship and prayer that we found hope. When it feels like you have no strength to go on, it is when God carries you. When it looks like it is all dark and blurry, it is when God shines the brightest. When it seems like there is no way, it is when God takes you by the hand. God works in ways we cannot see. He can make a way for us. 1 John 1:5 says, "This then is the message which we have heard of Him and declared unto you, that God is light, and in Him is no darkness at all." You may be going through a similar situation today and feel that God has forgotten you, but He hasn't. The Bible tells us that He has inscribed us in the palm of His hand. He is a God who can make a way where there seems to be no way.